Hello friends, welcome back to our today's class. Thank you for always choosing Online Maths School. Today we'll be looking at rational expressions, and rational expressions are any expression or expressions in this form, in a ratio or fractional form. So today we'll be looking at how to factorize them. Do you know that most students find this kind of question difficult in exam and they end up not answering such? But don't worry, Online Maths Expo will give you the best way to handle such question. If today is your first time of joining us, kindly search for us on Facebook at Online Maths Expo. If you're on YouTube, it's at Online Maths Expo. Okay, so we are asked to factorize this. When you look at the numerator, this is no longer a quadratic expression. Remember we said that for quadratic, that the highest power should be 2. But when you have highest power to be 3, it is no longer quadratic. But there is something we'll do to this numerator to make it to be quadratic. When you look at it, you'll find out that this is x cubed plus 3x squared minus 10x. So there is something common in this numerator, and that thing that is common is x. So for that x cubed plus 3x squared minus 10x, we can make it to be, since x is common, we can factor x out to have, when x divides x cubed, we are going to have x squared plus, when it divides this, that's what we are doing here, we are dividing through with x. When x divides 3x squared, it will give us 3x. And when x divides minus 10x, it will give us minus 10. So we have succeeded in factoring out x in the numerator, so that we are going to have x into x squared plus 3x minus 10. So since the one in the bracket has become a quadratic expression, as usual, we can factorize this. So if we factorize this, remember we have it, the two numbers that when you multiply to give us minus 10, and when you add it, it will give us plus 3. So what two numbers? We have 5 and 2. So it will be minus 5 plus 2 or plus 5 and minus 2. So out of these two factors, let's check the one that will give us what we are looking for. Minus 5 plus 2 will give us minus 3. But what we are looking for is plus 3. So this is off. Plus 5 minus 2 will give us 3, and which is what we have here. And when you multiply 5 by minus 2, it will still give us minus 10. So in that case, we are using 5 and minus 2. And that will give us x into, since it's x squared, we are going to have two brackets. We give this one x and give this another x. Then the two factors we have, we share it to this bracket. This will take plus 5 and this will take minus 2. We have simplified the numerator. Let's go for the denominator. For the denominator we have, I hope you are still following. For the denominator we have x squared minus 4. Remember, this is quadratic. But even at that, we cannot easily factor this. There is a formula we use because the middle term is not there. Just watch. For a quadratic expression, it should be x squared plus bx plus c. So if you look at this, you discover that this is missing. So whenever you have a quadratic that does not have the middle term, you solve such problem by what we call difference of two squares. Look at it, difference of two squares. So this will give us, for difference of two squares, it is a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b and a minus b. So for this, we are going to have x squared minus 4. The perfect is, it will still give us 2 squared. So that will now give us x, using the formula, it will be x plus 2 and x minus 2. So if we bring the two expressions together, we are going to have, for the numerator, this is what we have for the numerator, which is x into x plus 5 and x minus 2. All over, for the denominator, this is what we have, x plus 2 and the x minus 2. So what do we do at this point? At this point, we are going to look for the common expression and rule it off. So the common expressions are this and this. So finally, we are having x into x plus 5 over x plus 2 as our answer. Hope you understood example 1. Let's quickly look at example 2. For example 2, we have 2f minus 5x minus 2x squared all over 4x squared minus 9. So let's start with the numerator. For the numerator, this is quadratic, but we are going to rearrange. Remember, the format should be ax squared plus bx plus c. So the one with square should come first, followed by the one with x. So we are going to rearrange the numerator to give us minus 2x squared minus 5x. This one is plus 12. So if you look at this x squared, you see that x squared has minus 2 as a coefficient. So we are going to multiply this minus 2 with plus 12. And when you multiply minus 2 and 12, minus 2 times 12 will give us minus 24. So let's get two numbers that when we multiply, it gives us minus 24. When we add it, it gives us minus 5. So the two numbers that can multiply to give us 24 are 8 and 3. We also have 1 and 24 and other numbers. But out of these, the ones that are closer, 1 times 24 is to give us 24, but there's no way I can add 1 and 24 to give us minus 5. So the one we'll be looking at is 8 and 5. 8 and 3, sorry. So remember, it is two numbers that will give us minus 24. So as usual, the two signs that will be multiplied to give us minus are plus 8 and minus 3, minus 8 and plus 3. So let's check out for the one that will give us the middle value. 8 minus 3 will give us 5, but what we are looking for is minus 5. So we rule this off. Minus 8 plus 3 will give us minus 5. And when you multiply minus 8 by 3, it will still give us minus 24. I hope you are still there. So what do we do? The two numbers we have chosen are minus 8 and 3. So we are going to have, remember it is x squared, so we are opening two brackets for this. We give this x and give this another x. So we have minus 8 and we also have plus 3. But remember, there is a coefficient there which is minus 2. So we're not going to throw it off. We're going to use this coefficient minus 2 to divide each of these factors. So we divide this by minus 2 and divide this by minus 2. I hope you are still there with me. Okay, so we're going to have, when you divide minus 8 by minus 2, it will give us plus 4. So we have 8 plus 4. 3 cannot be divided by minus 2. So what we do is, we are going to use this minus 2 to multiply x. Please don't divide plus by minus to give you minus. Don't say x minus 3 over 2. No. It is because this cannot be divided by minus 2. So as usual, you use that minus 2 to multiply x. So if we use minus 2 to multiply x, it will give us minus 2x plus 3. Okay, this is what we have for the numerator. Let's look at the denominator. For the denominator, we have 4x squared minus 9. As usual, this is difference of two squares, where we have a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b and a minus b. So for this, it is the same thing as 2x all squared minus 9 is 3 squared. I hope you are still there with me. So if we factorize this, it will give us 2x minus 3 and then 2x plus 3. Okay, so if you bring it together, it will give us, for the numerator we have x plus 4 and minus 2x plus 3 all over 2x plus 3 and the 2x minus 3. So which one are we going to cancel out? Most students usually fall that prey by cancelling out these two, thinking that the same. Please, these two are not the same. Here it is minus 2x, this is plus 2x. Here is plus 3, this is plus 3. So they are not the same. You cannot also still cancel this, because here this is plus 2x, this is minus 2x. This is plus 3, whereas this is minus 3. So none of these two are the same. So what we do is we are going to make this to be the same with either of these at the denominator. So what do? We are going to factor out minus in this expression. You know that minus 2x plus 3 is the same thing as when you factor minus out, it will give us minus into. When minus divides minus 2x, it will give us plus, and for this it will give us minus. So this is the same as this. I hope you are still following. So we are going to have, this will give us minus into x plus 4. And then, remember this minus is affecting this to give us 2x minus 3. So we have finally changed minus 2x plus 3 to be minus into 2x minus 3 all over 2x plus 3 and then 2x minus 3. So we have gotten the expressions that are the same. This can now cancel so that we are left with minus into x plus 4 all over 2x plus 3, and that is our answer.